Why was cocaine my drug of choice? I have absolutely no idea, but it was. And I think that comes down for every addict out there. If you really ask us why we had a drug of choice, we can't tell you why essentially it was our drug of choice. It's literally how it made us feel. It became this weird obsession and this whole thing that just fascinated us to everything about it almost got us high. And that literally is your drug of choice, whether it's heroin, whether it's meth, whatever it might be. Mine was cocaine. And it wasn't just that I was obsessed with how it made me feel. Yeah, when I first started doing cocaine, I loved that it took away my anxiety. I loved how it made me feel. I loved how it gave me the big mood energy. It made me feel unstoppable. All of this. I loved the feeling. I thought it was a safe drug, which it's not. But eventually it became more than just that. It became my drug of choice, and it was the obsession about it, and it was everything about it. It was just to the point of the thought of doing it, to how am I going to do it, to the fact of the joy of breaking out a credit card, to hot plating, to rubbing the cards together to make sure I got every piece off, to breaking it up, to laying out the lines. I mean, during all of this, it's like you're salivating, you're obsessing with it. All of this is making you feel good. It's making your dopamine fire off because you know what's going to happen. Your drug of choice becomes everything about it is the obsession. And it's not, I mean, you're getting high without almost getting high because of how your brain's working with it. I used to eat the plastic, and the dealers that I had also knew to wrap my Coke into paper because I would eat the paper afterwards because I couldn't waste any of it. I was obsessed that much with it that when it came to, you could lay out, Percocets versus Coke, I'm not even going to think twice of the Percocets, and I'd go right to the Coke because of just my thought process of all the flashbacks, memories, so much of it that I enjoyed and that I wanted and how it made me feel in this whole process. And so when it comes to a drug of choice, there's not an explanation necessarily around it of why did this one thing become our drug of choice? Because that obsession is the hardest thing to explain of what exactly it was. If somebody says, what about Coke made you addicted to it? Everything about Coke made me addicted to it, from the process of going to the ATM to get cash to, the plug pulling up, the dealer pulling up to get to get an 8-ball, to the point of, it just in my pocket, knowing that I had it there and comfort, and let's go to the bathroom and do a bump because this is how it's going to make me feel. I mean, my whole day literally got to the point that it revolved around this drug. My day didn't revolve around work. It didn't revolve around family. It didn't revolve around friends. It didn't revolve around anything but this drug. And when am I going to do it next? I mean, there's times that I would even look at the clock and be like, okay, no, I got to at least wait 15 minutes 20 minutes before I go do another line. Because literally that's how obsessed I was with it. Your drug of choice is this mad, massive obsession that literally you've given your soul to this drug. This drug is everything to you. Nothing else matters but this drug. And your life is about that drug. And that's how much it snatches your soul from you. And you don't even realize when you get to that point. I mean, that point isn't like overnight. This point is a gradual process to get there. And once you get there and realize how deep you've gotten, you've already destroyed a lot of things in life. You've spent a lot of money, you've destroyed marriages, you've destroyed relationships, you've lost jobs. You literally tears everything down around you because you're not in reality. You're not living real life. You're living a life of this drug. And the life of this drug, of using this drug, of touching the drug, of everything about this drug. And that's why everything else crumbles. And that's how obsessive we get as an addict. And for the ones out there struggling, I mean, it comes down to this is tell everybody you're an addict, man. Ask everybody for help. Tell everybody you're an addict, and it starts there. Because everybody in your life already knows that you're an addict. Start asking for help. Start asking people for their help. Asking for their support. And that's where it begins.